Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. My name is Aditya Malik. I am absolutely thrilled. I am honored. I'm very much excited also to welcome all of you to Quoraverse 2025. We've got marketing pioneers here, innovators here, brand storytellers here, leaders from all segments sitting in this very hall. And before we begin, I will also give you a gist of आज क्या क्या होने वाला है. We will also take you through the photo booth, which is very interesting, and I'll tell you why so as well. But before that, about Quora. Headquartered in Mountain View, California, and founded in the year 2009, Quora was created with a simple but a very powerful idea that knowledge shared is knowledge multiplied. And at its very heart, Quora's mission is to grow the world's collective intelligence. And what better relevance than today on the topic of AI first world, where learning, collaboration, and human curiosity will come together to shape the next wave of creativity. Today's theme is leveraging AI, brand stories, and learnings, inspired by how marketing, storytelling, and technology are converging faster than ever before. We have 4 brilliant speakers who will be joining us today. They will take us through their journey, their experiences, on what they and the organizations are transitioning into. And along with that, how is it going to be? We'll start with 2 powerful keynote sessions. Uske baad a super fun icebreaker activity, followed by another leader session, along with the next one from Mr. Gurmeet Singh, General Manager APAC and MEA from Quora. After that, super fun, interesting, of course, क्योंकि AI की बारी है तो हमें कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा. We got a lovely Kahoot quiz for all of us to play together. Then another inspiring speaker who will take us through his brand success story. After that, the E4M Quoraverse Awards ceremony, vote of thanks, and uske baad we'll all smile and have a happy dinner, followed by drinks. And then you can all go back happily. And I promise you, उस वक्त कोई traffic नहीं होगा. So it's better we all here for the right purpose at the right time. Without further ado, to kick off on the right note, to welcome all of you, please join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Gurmeet Singh, General Manager APAC and MEA from Quora, as he shared insights on the power of AI and how brands can use it to tell stories.
Hello, everyone. First of all, huge thank you for kind of making it on time and also for your time. Thank you very, very much for that. I would like to give you a brief context on Quoraverse. As the name suggests, Quoraverse is the universe of Quora. So what do we intend to do with Quoraverse? So Quoraverse is an annual event which we've started last year, and it happens across the 3 cities where Quora has offices. That's Gurgaon, Mumbai, and Bangalore. So we had the Mumbai event on the 19th, the Gurgaon one obviously today, and we have the Bangalore one on the 5th of December. So what's the purpose of it? Like Aditya mentioned, and we all know that Quora is in the business of sharing knowledge, and our mission is to grow the world's collective intelligence. We also have a second product which is called Po. Some of you would probably know about it. It is kind of a universe of all bots under a single subscription. So Quora in many, many ways has been on the forefront of AI. We also have internally incorporated AI in what we do, but that's another session which I will take maybe in an hour or so. But for now, at a very high level, what we need to know is, we all know that, people used to earlier search for knowledge, right? Now everyone goes to OpenAI, and we go to like Google AI, which is Gemini, and we go to various other AI apps like, Anthropic and other bots like Grok and others. So what's the role of Quora out here? We all know that Quora was hugely SEO optimized. Therefore your content was very easily shown on when you would search on Google or any other search engine. with search engines becoming answering engines and with LLMs and bots kind of taking over, who is feeding this? So I remember the earlier months or days of AI, we were not sure where the information was coming from. But now it is very, very certain. And that is what my subsequent session will focus on, that who is, feeding the LLMs? Where does all this information come from, and how can brands kind of, leverage the change? So on that note, let's start sharing knowledge. We, like Aditya mentioned, we have speakers across industries. So it's always, good to cross-learn from industries. It's always good to cross-learn from each other. So we'll spend some time kind of, doing that. And I sincerely hope that all of you will enjoy your time when you're here. I would again like to thank Navala Ahuja and E4M for partnering with us on Quoraverse. Thank you very much.
And now we will invite on stage a leader whom, of course, I've had the pleasure of listening to on many, many, many occasions. And once he's here, he will bring a unique angle on how AI is transforming the marketing landscape. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Rajiv Dubey from Dabur.
Hi, good evening. Thank you everyone for being here. And thank you everyone for not looking at your phones. We all have become accustomed to our phones. We look at it all the time. I do it all the time myself. Very bad habit. Thank you so much. The only common thing between AI and Ayurveda, the topic on which I'm going to speak, is the letter A. There's nothing else common, right? Ayurveda kahan 5,000 saal purana versus AI. So I just went back in time, 140 years back, to see how we started. So I'll just play a small film, followed by that a small thing about my company, and then I'll tell you about the future of Ayurveda, how I look at it personally. That's something which has been put together by my team.
In the year 1884, I set out with a quest to bring health to the common people.
During that concurrent time of cholera outbreak and widespread death, Dr. S.K. Barman in villages attempted to assist, which led him the use of medicines.
I dream of a day when science and tradition would walk hand in hand, when every household would trust nature as a way of life.
From a small clinic in Calcutta to over 120 countries today, Dabur is the legacy of one man's vision to democratize wellness. Combining the wisdom of Ayurveda with modern science, Dabur continues to touch lives globally rooted in tradition, yet evolving with innovation.
What is that life which does not bring comfort to others?
This gentleman started this company in 1884. That time, this country was run by Queen Victoria. She was the Empress of India. From there to Modi ji, we have survived 140 years. And we are about 13,000 crores today. We have about 250 plus products. We're present in about 85 lakh outlets in the country. And the company keeps growing. We've had ups and downs, but we always tend to surpass any difficulty we come across. Can I have a projection of this on this screen here as well, so that I can see? Our presence in the products which you look at here, I'm not going to talk about these products. These are products which are FMCG products. So look at Real Juice, which is the biggest brand of Dabur. From there to Amla Hair Oil, Red Toothpaste and Vatika, which are second rung of brands which are 1,000 crore plus. Then, Honey, Chyawanprash, Odonil, which are just about 1,000 crores. To the host of other brands which are like between 100 to 500 crores. So it's multiple brands. None of these brands, you'll find that none of these brands can be called Ayurvedic brand, except for, say, Chyawanprash or something, and maybe, I can't find it. In fact, everything is FMCG now. But when we started this company, 140 years back, I was there, I've been working for that long. You don't believe me? So I was there, I saw everything happening. In fact, I've been there for about 30 years now. So I've seen lots, but not 140, but yeah, pretty close. From there, what do we do to cut ice with the new consumers? Number one. Number two, what do we do to customize Ayurveda for everybody? That's what I'm going to discuss in the next few slides. I'm going to make it very short because then we have a very long evening. So Ayurveda as a science, there are about 10,000 products available in this country. Our company itself makes over 1,000 different products, okay? Like this Chyawanprash, this Pudinhara, there is different asas. We'll be having about 20 asas, which is like basically, asa is basically a juice kind of a thing. Then the host of juices, host of Ayurvedic preparations, everything you can think of for treatment is made by this company. And how do we make it? Years back, thousands of years back, there was a rishi called Charak Rishi who wrote something called Charak Samhita, right? Charak Samhita is nothing but is written in the form of shlokas, right? And there are, in our R&D in our company, there are people who know this whole thing by heart, like कंठस्थ है उनको. उनसे कुछ बीमारी पूछिए तो श्लोक में जवाब देते हैं. हम कहते हैं आप तो रामायण पढ़ के सुना रहे हो या कुछ श्लोक पढ़ के सुना रहे हो. नहीं, इस श्लोक के अंदर इसका वो दिया हुआ है, पूरा सार दिया हुआ है. So that is a science which we have, and it is accessible to everybody, but it's not very easy to understand. It's very complicated. The expectations of people is very high with respect to Ayurveda. People think that it's going to cure, but what happens with Ayurveda is that it's not a very curative science. Like it won't give you result immediately. What it does is that it's a hyper personalization at scale kind of a science. Say, like for example, जुकाम होता है हमें, खांसी आती है, so you'll get same medicine for every doctor will give you same kind of medicine. But what Ayurveda will do is that it will basically look at the type of body, and the body types are 3 different types of body: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. They'll look at your body and then they'll give you prescribe a solution. Depending on what you eat, what you consume, it'll change your Vata, Pitta, Kapha combination. Suppose you have chicken today, right? Lots of chicken, your Vata Prakriti will change. If you have like too much alcohol to drink, your Prakriti will change. So different medicines will work in a certain way, it will not work in a certain way. So what basically it gets down to is that it becomes a very complicated science. And the answers are dependent on somebody who understands this very well, which is Vaidyas, And their interpretation varies, looking at things, and from geography to geography it may vary. Like remember, what happens is that you are told that, खाना खाने के पहले ग्लास पानी पी लो, अच्छा रहेगा. Somebody says, खाना खाने के पहले पानी नहीं पीना चाहिए, खाना खाने के बाद पीना चाहिए. Then somebody says, during your meal so what should you trust? So answer is that, for everybody, there's a different solution. So one thing doesn't suit all. So that I just given as an example. And it's impossible to deliver results at a scale. You can't say that, this is the drug and which will apply to everybody. It's not like, COVID vaccine, like everybody takes COVID vaccine and everybody gets okay. No, it's not like that. And in fact, a lot of people fell sick after that. So how can we use AI? How we can use AI is by using, by understanding patterns, what patterns exist with people, what kind of things people go through, depending on their body type. Then scale it and make it more suited to a person. Make it more consistent and get a more predictive insight rather than just saying that what will work, what will not work. So what basically I have tried to do, and what we have looked at is that what all is available today, and we are working on some solution in this area. And that solution is basically you collect data from, say, a large population. First of all, so before that, I'll tell you something. You know something about nadi. You know what is nadi, right? Nadi is nothing but pulse. Everybody's nadi has a different meaning when you read it, right? So when you go to a doctor, it basically doctor reads the nadi, says that आपकी pulse इतनी है. But in Ayurveda, reading nadi itself is a science. किसी की नाड़ी हो सकती है खरगोश जैसी नाड़ी, किसी की हो सकती है हिरन जैसी नाड़ी. Somebody who's like very old, is about to die, his nadi might become very different kind of nadi. So this analysis can be done by Ayurvedic doctors. So we have tried to get an interface between between the human being and try to read this information through a device, through a wearable device, which goes to the doctor. And this machine is based at doctor's place, and we collect data. And on the basis of that, we do a predictive analysis and try to do a solutioning. So what happens is that with this, we create a new category which did not exist. So it's still very bleak science. It's very, very gray for two people. People don't understand what it is. Even I don't understand. So my own trust at times dwindles when it comes to getting a very quick solution. Like if I fall sick, I want to get very quickly. I want to get cured very quickly, but it doesn't happen all the time, right? So to get trust embedded through this process, then once you have trust, you can get higher conversion and you have higher lifetime value for the products which you're going to work with. So this is how it looks like. So one is the wearable device. What we do is that there is a patient analysis which happens through a wearable device, and doctor has a machine which basically gives you a different dosha vitals. So when you're not well, there's something called as pradosh in your body. So those dosha vitals are given, and that's on basis of dosha and your prakriti, you get analysis done. So we're just going to do a pilot of this with 50 initially, then 50 doctors initially, collect data, and then basically try to remarket Ayurveda, but not the products which you saw. Those products are the big products, but there are small brands like, which is like only say 1,000 pieces of something is made, So small products for small, in a small quantity, but a combination of all these can give you a solution. So is somebody called Arav. I came up with this name, Arav, very common name today. What does Arav do? Arav gets this app installed after getting the data, and from there, his journey to his behavioral shift, becoming a good boy, doing the right things, and something which is right for his prakriti, and then getting used to this whole this whole process by using AI. So the use of AI is basically, and this is predictive analysis, and then personalization at a high scale, at a large scale, and in fact, as many number of diseases in this world, there are more medicines available, I think, today. So basically, helps you combine both wisdom of Ayurveda, which rests with doctors, collecting correct information from people, and using it for people's bettering lifestyle. Because the company's motto is health and well-being for each and every household in the country. So that's the motto. So that, in a short, was my presentation, and I'm well within time. Thank you so much.
Time to introduce our next speaker on the stage, Mr. Sajid Gopal from Jubilant Foods, who will walk us through his journey of experimenting fearlessly with technology and brand storytelling. Just please welcome him.
So guys, first of all, thank you for giving me the stage to talk about this piece. So when when the team reached out to me about AI, I was like confused. It's like, what is to talk about? That's something we do so big, and it's so regular part of the day. It's like coming to office, some other part, and then I sat down, let me figure out what you need to speak of. So whenever someone tells about how we use AI, everyone asks the question, when I talk to my peers, they're like, you're in the business of food, yaar. Khana bana raha hai, deliver kar raha hai. Why do you need AI? Robots thodi bana rahe hain, log bana rahe hain. But guys, initially my point of view was that also we're into the business of delivering food. But when I joined the company, within a month's time, I just realized it's not about just delivering food. There's a lot of planning. You have to make sure it's not about growing. It's one of the organization where you say high growth is also a challenge because order aayega, banega kaise bhai? You have to have a lot of data. It's a company that's purely backed by data because to great accuracy, you need to predict what you're going to deliver. You want to predict the business that's going to come out, and that's a very tough task. So you churn in a lot of data. You figure out what are the channels, what are the places you're going to work on, and how it's going to happen. So that's why I said, let's see what we do it. This is an important quote that I always believe in. And I've seen that if you fail in it, it can be your biggest enemy. It can definitely be. It has to be used very wisely, but it can be your biggest adversary as well. Now, how do we do? So before stepping, me being a marketer, I'll talk more about marketing, but the major chunk of AI is not just marketing, it's the end part of it. Planning, how do you want to open up stores, predictive modeling, how do you plan the routes? We use optimization to plan out routes. Supply chain is the biggest thing. If we are not able to predict the amount of pizza that goes out or the amount of food that's going to go out, you're at a great loss because that's where we use a lot of predictive modeling, working around with data to make sure everything. And most importantly, the last 3 parts is more of consumer experience, how we talk to people. But everything, every step that Domino's includes, from realizing what to sell to making sure it reaches your doorstep, believe me, there's a step of AI that comes in all places and that helps us work through it. Before going that, so if we step into the marketing piece of it, I strictly take this quote from Byron Sharp very clearly that its concept is mental modeling, where you have to have a mental availability for all brands. How do you do that? Basic steps, not going to spend too much time here. But yes, first part is how do we know your audience? Just break it down. The first important aspect when you communicate about food is that you have to have the realization that do people still get that? So I want to tell them something about the food, the product, how to eat it, what the specialty of the product is. There's more cheese into it. It's a non-veg product. Whatever the benefits, the emotions that I can, is it going through? So AI testing, knowing our consumer, what they want. We have to predict what the consumer wants to have. What is the trend like? And it's a very fast-moving sector. Every quarter, there's something new happening. There's a lot of new trends happening. We actually invested a lot of monies, and we got a lot of results. We are able to predict with higher accuracy, lower cost. We can do more test and learns on what the consumer prefers. We can go back to consumer instead of just using our mind saying that these are the 2 things that the consumer like. I have the ability right now have 15 products and try test it with the consumer with a very short time span. Instead of going manually to them, a lot of predictive modeling is used, and we've gotten results. Every time we're doing it, we are able to test a hypothesis better, put better products into it. Pattern identification is very important for us. These help us to actually understand this thing along, not just with the food patterns. Again, being a co-media person by heart, media behavior is something that we are able to manage with this thing. Test and learns is something that we're going to do with it. So first thing is that whenever you're communicating, now once you know what the consumer wants, what you do is that we try to reach out to them. What do you tell them? That what is a product? What is it? It's not just a product. It's an emotion. When you talk about Domino's, we talk about happiness. It's an emotion. The emotional connect is important. How do you do it? Social, everyone knows. What we do, we are able to create a lot of communications to it. What it enables us is that the more number of creatives, the more number of occasions, more conversations, and the more moments of consumption. When do you eat a pizza? When you're happy, you eat a pizza. When you're sad, you eat a pizza. You have a breakup, you eat a pizza. You're watching a match, you want to eat a pizza. Every time we're going to communicate it more, we can talk more, engage more, relate more, and create an impression in their minds. AI used in creative CRMs, our marketing, we have a great app that works for us. We can have channels. We've seen results. You can have multiple creatives. Gone are the days when we say, this is a good creative, let's just sit in a boardroom and decide which creative works. What we do is right now, we make a creative, put it on board, see the results immediately. You can churn out to new creative in a fraction of time that you use. So instead of predicting a lot of things, you have a lot of real life examples doing it. It adds speeds to you. We worked with AI to get this great creatives. It actually worked wonders for us. It's the results it's done for us. Best part of it. This is one of the most important part what I see. And a lot of brands have seen doing this. We create TVCs. We were producing a product. We were saying that, look, the business is slightly lesser. This is what we predict, but we believe the product is good. We should give it a try. We said, okay, how we do it? We need a video. We said, okay, let's do a video. This is a purely AI-based creative. We said, okay, this communicates about. It gives me the option of putting more products in the market, more test and learns, more formats. I can have it for different formats. I can different sizes with a fraction of cost. But yeah, here we also believe that's quite a bit of learning that we took out of it, because AI, while it helps us a lot, food, facial expressions are things that we still need to work on. There's a lot of iterations required. It's a tougher task to crack. It's not easy. Believe me, my team spent, while the time duration was just a couple of days, the couple of days we did not have sleep, primarily because we were doing iterations. The number of iterations to make sure the expression gets right is tough, especially when you're doing an emotional communication. Now, how do we do for planning part? Very simple, it's easier. Signals data is the key for any media plan that works out. We have the signals, we can do lookalikes, I can figure out the first day of my campaign, I can figure out which cohort is working for me, how do I want to do creatives. Around 5 years back, we used to do 4 creatives, 5 creatives. The option of versions was 2 edits. Let me have 2 edits. Right now, I can have 15, 16, 20, how much edits I want, how many iterations I want to create, and I can actually test and learn everything out there. That's worked wonders for us, that helps us build segmentations, past learnings come into play, extremely good, optimization works, all these, and everything happens in real time. So I don't want to do something, we don't wait for the campaign to end and see, oh, has it worked for me? Did consumer interact with it? Within hours of setting up a campaign, you have the advantage of knowing it worked or not. You know how the interaction has been, how the perception has been. So it gives you, actually enables to you to actually quickly move around things. And that's something that's benefit us, because we are, again, a quick service restaurant. We want to make sure that our communication also has a speed that our food has. With it, efficiencies, AI-led bidding has actually bring us down. The NPR, 20% of CPMs have been brought down by that. We know where to bid better, which are the areas that's been weak in. So definitely that works. What adds is that when you're using all these options, it gives you precision, it'll give you speed, it'll bring you a lot of efficiencies in this thing. And that means you can do more with less. And that is something that every one of us deserves. And everyone is, what's the objective? What we're trying to do is, let's get more with less spends, let's spend less time, less money, more results. I think there's a way to do it. And how do we do this thing? The biggest part, I believe, that helps us, because being from a media point of view, personalization of scale helps me talk to the person one-on-one. So I don't want to have a cricket-based communication to a football lover. I can have that word. I can see if someone is watching a FIFA. So the same communication that we put to a person who is scrolling social media at 7 o'clock and planning his dinner, versus a person who is with friends and wants to order something at 12 o'clock in the night, the communications differs. It is like you're talking, there's a personal touch that happens, and it happens at a size and scale without that level of investments or the level of time you spend on it. It's become easier to do it. Secondly, what happens is you can do multiple comms on different platforms that you're doing it. So gone are the days where just resize your TVC to fit the Facebook size or any other platform. So you go to any digital platform, everyone will have their own preferences. Initially, everyone used to work on the aspect of, let's resize the same comms to mix and match everything. Right now, it gives the option of actually working on multiple formats, multiple spaces with a given time, and very efficiently. It's not that tough. While there's a lot of cues that you take out of it, but this actually helps me making sure that I communicate in the same language in which the person wants to hear it. If there's a platform that has a certain format, it helps me stick to that format. It helps me become part of their universe than forcing just a piece of communication that I want to talk to them. Emotional advertisements. So it gives me the option of, instead of doing a big multi-scale campaign, I have the option of right now working a smaller creative. I want to do it for a smaller market. We've done for regional markets. It helps us do a certain product is more preferred in a certain market, while Delhi would prefer something else, or Kochi would prefer something else. Can I, with the same central theme, have two different communications, communicating the basic same structure, but different products? Yes, I can do that. I can have the same emotional quotient and have more relatability with them. That's something that helps us build more relevance and a frequency also. There's a lot of tools that help us deliver frequency at space. So scale also becomes a key part of it, because multiple platforms, you have something, reach is something that we are trying to work on very large. A lot of platforms have come over where there's integrated reach planning that can help us do it. Again, the last piece that I always say, because whenever I'm talking about AI, a lot of people say that, look, there's a message that goes out that AI is going to replace people, you want to make out people. I strongly do not believe that's true. Yes, definitely people who use AI will replace people who do not. But AI, human thinking is most important. You have to have a thought that what you want to do. AI will only enhance your ability to implement it, to deliver better, but you need to know what's your market. No one can come and tell us that, look, this is the market and this is a strategy on you. The strategy, the creative needs to be human. What it helps is, initially when we say that for marketing point of view, creativity is a big role play. What happens right now is, with AI, if you think and you want to do something, there's a feasibility of getting it done. That's where AI comes into play. And at Domino's, we believe if we think about it, we will deliver it. And that's how we have worked. Again, I think I'm done the end part of it. Thank you, guys. And again, before time.
Not a very usual thing to do, but before we move ahead with the next session, we thought that you all come here. This is a networking event as well. So we should do a fun icebreaker, but of course we'll do it the Quora way. We're in the Quoraverse. We will all be getting ourselves a small piece of knowledge, which have we given to everybody yet? No. We should do it now. We are going to give you a small bookmark. And I don't know kiske paas kya aayega. The bifurcation is, it's in two colors, red and white. Any guesses? Red is for what, white is for what? Random guesses you can take. No AI needed in this. Random guess. Random guess. Two teams, very good. You're almost there, Any more guesses, guys? Red and white. Kuch color signification. Danger and peace. Interesting. ऐसा हमारा agenda कुछ नहीं है, but I like the thought of it. Danger and peace. Human and AI. Very detailed. But that's a good thing. हम अगली वाली में कर सकते हैं, guys. Human and AI, but नहीं, ये भी नहीं है. But what we've got for you, the red is a question, the white is an answer. Multiple questions and multiple correct answers to that. हर एक सवाल का एक सही जवाब है इस कमरे में. किसके पास सवाल है, किसके पास जवाब है? Who has the question? Who has the answer? We do not know. So what we will do is, we will let you be for a while. You'll have to walk around, of course, introduce yourselves to anybody, to everybody, and check if that person has the answer to your question, and the person holding the answer, so check कि क्या सही सवाल मैंने ढूंढा है, जिसका जवाब मेरे पास है. You do that, that's just a way of making sure कि आप network करें एक दूसरे से. अब आपने ये कर लिया, अब आप इसके बाद करेंगे क्या? With your lovely Q&A bookmarks, you will walk to this hall here. We've got a lovely photo booth. You walk in there, take a picture, and you'll get yourselves an instant framed picture as well, which is very cool, which I will show you. We'll take a while for it. This is just to make sure कि आप एक दूसरे को जान पाएं. What are your businesses? How are you using AI? Are you wanting to use or not, etc. Things like that. We'll also give you a demo of the same. I have my team members here, and I hope you've got the right Q&A. But okay, what's your Q and A? Yeah, so this is the question. What's the freezing point of water in Celsius? I would have asked Quora for the answer. What's the answer of this? 0. Here. So it says 0 degree Celsius. ये दोनों का मेल मिलाप सही हुआ है. Now step number 2. What will you do? Yeah, they'll go there. And then you will... No, they'll come back. ये फोटो वोटो पहले खींच चुके हैं, निश्चिंत रहिए आप. You will come back, and what they will get or what they got is this lovely picture. And you can get 2 copies also. इतना allowed है अपने को. This is for you to keep, of course. So the idea is to network, but of course in the Quora style. You've all got Q&As. I don't know who's got what, but your time to network. किसी को नहीं मिला है अभी तक? Oh, it's coming along. Team members are giving. Your time for networking, you have 20 minutes. They start now. On the most important thing in this activity is कि आपको उठना पड़ेगा और walk around करना पड़ेगा. With smiling faces, of course. Okay, guys. I will give you, so we've got a hack also, but I feel आपको hack की ज़रूरत है नहीं. I will give you a minute first. I'll give you the hack after that. हाँ, आपको उठना पड़ेगा. Mr. Dubey is up. I'm waiting for everybody else. Backbenchers, guys. Come. Walk around. Also, please say hello, hi to each other. Introduce yourselves. कहाँ से आए हैं, क्या करते हैं? For the ones who've not got it, here, yours is there. Guys, some background music, please. Halka sa. Walk around, say hello, hi. And once you've found your cue, you found the answer to the question or the question to the answer, you can walk towards the photo booth. Okay, a minute more and then I'll give you the hack for it. Anybody who's found the Q&A yet? Who's found the perfect pair? Hey, nice, yeah, lovely. Huh? You're the first one? Lovely, we'll clap for you. अच्छा, अरे तुमने check किया, मिल भी गया? वाह, क्या? And you also got it? What's your question, guys? Which country has the highest? Traffic on Quora. What's the answer? USA. Are you sure of it? Hey, Smarties. Yes, you can get a picture. What's yours, guys? What's your question? What's your... okay, guys, the people who did it the first, they got it wrong. नहीं, हाँ, तो आप first. आप जाइए, photo खिंचवाइए. Okay, do you want the cue for it? Should I give you the cue? Okay. The cue is you turn the bookmark और पीछे उसके लिखा हुआ है Q1, तो आपका पैर है A1, Q2 A2, Q3 A3, Q4 A4. Very simple now, यार. और किसी को फिर भी नहीं मिले. You've got it, ladies? You've got it? What's the question? What beverage is made from fermented yeast? And what's the answer? Wine. You're so happy, see? We read your mind. Pictures for you. You've got yours, ma'am? You found yours? Lovely. You found it? What's your question? Which city is known for its IT industry and startups? Bangalore. Lovely. Lots of traffic. Yes. मिला आपको? अच्छा. Okay. Here. Q20. Anybody who has A20? एकदम auction वाली feeling आ रही है मेरे को. But A20 written on the back. We found the question number 20. नहीं है, अरे है. निश्चिंत रहिए. Guys, I have got A25. So what's your? Q6. Anybody with A6? A6. Q6 is here. You found yours? What's the question? Pani. H2 was the answer. Lovely. Yes, ma'am. A21. 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 Anybody with answer 21? Because question 21 is here. अरे सारे बाटे हैं ना? You found? What's the question, ma'am? What is a marketing funnel? Journey customers take from a... Lovely. क्या बात है? Please get happy smiling pictures also. You found yours? What's your... क्या है आपका? Q21, A14. Yeah, please. If you found yours, you can come. हाँ, किस को नहीं मिला है? आपको नहीं मिला है, सर? A3, Q3. Anybody? Q3. Q3. A3 is here. You found it. Lovely. What's the question? What are the ad formats at Quora? What's the answer? Hey, lovely. Are you a Quora user? Good. You should have. Okay, yes, कहना ही था. आइए, please. You found it, sir? What's your answer? What's the question to your answer? How is CTR calculated? Of course, the right man. आइए. A3 मिला आपको भी? जवाब लेके पूरा सवाल नहीं मिला. सर यही तो देखिए कोरा है. हम आपको अचंभित करते रहेंगे. What do you got, sir? Q18 I have got. Q5 I have got. A40. सर ये तो बहुत ही दूरदृष्टि लेके आए हो आप. What have you got, ma'am? Q25. Anybody with A25? Q25. Mr. Dubey, what do you have, sir? क्या है आपके पास? 15. Question 15. Q25 कौन था? आइए मैम, आपका जवाब यहाँ है. I mean, sir is here. You've got 15, sir. This is question 15. किसके पास है? Answer 15 तो हमको मिल गया है. ओके सर, आप लोगों को नहीं मिला है. यू गॉट इट. आइए. जिनको नहीं मिला है, यू कैन मेक बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स नाउ. जिनको नहीं मिला है, you've not got, so it's okay. अभी हम सोलो रह गए हैं. लेट्स ऑल मेक बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स. अब सवाल जवाब छोड़िए, नेटवर्क करके किसी एक के साथ आइए, बढ़ते हैं. एनीबडी, इट्स ओके. बट आपका सवाल क्या था, सर? अच्छा, सर's got an... Okay, wait. Let's make it interesting. Mr. Dubey has, yes, you can target device, locations and gender. इसका सवाल क्या हो सकता है? Targeting, sir, I think हो गया, चाहिए ही नहीं. आइए, come. अरे we'll make it like this. आइए. Well, what's the answer? What's the question? What is a group of lions called? आइए, देखो बन गया. जिसके पास नहीं है, we'll make your matches. You have a question? अच्छा. What shape is used for a stop sign? आइए, जिसको मिल गया आइए. Right swipe हो गया? I don't like the idea of this, huh? Okay, what shape is used for a stop sign? आइए, come. It's an थोड़ा दृष्टि अपना कम. आइए मैम. Be happy in exclamation mark also. No, ma'am, here you're paired with Mr. Dubey. आइए. Yes. Question: what's a popular frozen dessert made from Dessert made from cream and sugar. क्या है भाई, कौन मीठा खाता है? What do you think, sir? What do you like? You like ice cream? तो ठीक है, आइए फिर. तो अरे फिर आओ, फिर आप लोग आओ. अच्छा, सेम है, फिर रहने दो, फिर आप रहने दो यार. We'll get you somebody new. You got, आइए sir, come. You have ice cream? Yeah, lovely. You scream ice cream, you all scream. What does KPI stand for? बस देखो, हो गई दोस्ती. आइए, लीजिए. आइए, come. Anybody else who's left? Ma'am, I'll walk with you. Come. Do you have a question? What natural phenomenon appears after rain and sunlight? देखो, सवाल जवाब दोनों आपके पास है. Are you Quora? Come. चलिए. Now that we are settled, it is time to move ahead with our next speaker segment and to inspire you to take us through the behind the scenes of a powerful brand transformation the era of effectiveness. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Mr. Abhishek Seth from HP India.
So, two very interesting sessions by Rajiv and Sajid. I think one very ancient science kind of a discipline, and another one very appetizing slides, I must say. We had this break. How's the energy? How's the Josh, folks? Yeah, great. Perfect. So we'll get started. I want you to think about one thing as we get started, and there's a question. What is an AI PC? We'll start from the hardware side of it. You're very, very used to thinking about AI in its generative abilities, more from a software side. You talk about ChatGPTs and the Geminis and the Groks of the world, but what is AI PC? Right? There is a science, there is a tech behind how the AIs are powered. And that's what we are going to talk about, right? Okay, so I represent HP here, and HP, we just do not imbibe this era of AI, but we are leading the change as well. And with that, we are empowering the adoption of AI by enabling our customers as well as all the brands who use HP products. Now, what is an AI PC? You would have read through. The biggest thing is that there is something, who all are aware about what is the difference between CPU, GPU? What's a CPU? Goes back to your school era days, right? Learning what the computer basics are. What's a GPU? Correct. And there is a third one now, which is called as NPU, Neural Processing Unit. And that's basically the brain behind, or chip behind how a lot of connections happen. It's nothing but the basic building block, which has one job. One expert job of ensuring that AI operations happen, right? Okay, interestingly, it enables and unlocks a lot of things. Just to give an example, a 6 hours battery life of say a 70 kilowatts 70 watts, 6 hours battery life. Interestingly, when you have an NPU chip sitting in your system is smart. It understands when you are on a video call, you don't need a keyboard. It stops supplying power to that, right? And to the touchpad, to the USB ports. And by ensuring that right resources are getting the right energy, the battery life becomes 26 hours. Interesting, isn't it? Your device suddenly becomes a super device. And that is the kind of things which can be empowered. Intelligent features, lot of advantages, cordlessness, better camera, 5 megapixel becoming and acting like a 25 megapixel camera, and so on and so forth. Right? But how does that happen? So behind that is something interesting. Sorry, the clicker is not working. Okay, thanks. So that's what is called as TOPS. TOPS, any guesses what is TOPS beyond HP team? TOPS stands for trillion operations per second, right? And now the current modern benchmark is having any device that has more than 40 trillion operations per second is what is called as an AI PC. The higher the TOPS, the better it is. So HP's product line like OmniBook X and OmniBook Ultra allows you to have such level of high-end computing and operation processing, and that's how you can figure it out that the device which I am purchasing, is it AI PC or is it not an AI PC? Make sense, everyone? Okay, great. Perfect. So what is AI in marketing? What we discussed about the AI in hardware and what are AI PCs. But then how do we get this discipline of AI in marketing? Typically, if you break it down, AI has a creative and content part in marketing as a discipline. And obviously, we are friends with Quora, power that the content side of the things. Then there is a data analytics side of it, how you look at any data outcome happening, and then a large data analysis and how you optimize further. There is a targeting optimization, which is who to show what. And then the personalization and sequencing, the what part of it, who to show what, right? That is how a typical AI happens. Now, we had been in an era of traditional marketing, moved to digital marketing. Now we are in a AI-driven marketing. How is the transition happening? We are moving from mass communication and instinct-based marketing to more data and automation-based. In the previous era, when we used to say digital marketing over traditional marketing. Now we are moving to what is called as intelligence marketing, AI, artificial intelligence, right, and adaptations. What it means? It means that we have to focus on era of effectiveness, circling back to my title slide, right? And why is it an era of effectiveness? Each one of us is in a kind of an uncomfortable spot right now because we have to justify the spends that we are incurring or make most of the spends which we are incurring. Those of you who are performance marketer, you understand it, how much efforts are going into performance marketing, right? And those who are into non-performance or brand marketing side, you understand that how difficult it is to secure the funding for this. And that's why is this happening? Obviously, because the businesses are focusing more into profitability than growth. And to get the profitability, the equation has to work. Marketeers have to achieve more in lesser resources. I think this is the same line which I saw in Shahjat's slides as well. So marketing spends is getting replaced by the concept of marketing investments. And you have to think about the return of investment. And everything comes down to attribution, attribution, attribution. If you're not able to attribute, you're not able to justify, and henceforth you are not able to secure. Correct? So what it brings down, and I have just removed the content and creative part because that I think is something which we are most familiar with when we talk about the generative AIs. We can do the copywriting, we can do the creative production, video creation, some beautiful video also showcased. I think it was broadly done by AI, you could figure it out, though still have some miles to cover, but yes. Beyond that, the data analysis, targeting optimization, and personalization and sequencing are the other core pillars of AI, which we don't talk about often, right? But that is where the hidden effectiveness lies. And how can you achieve effectiveness through this? You can predict the conversion, which is a better converting segment of the lot, right? How can you use this AI to optimize more in real time? Predictive scoring, propensity modeling, those who are into SaaS business. And you can do a constant ROI improvement as well as automate the media buying part of it. Personalization at scale is another interesting use case which is empowered by this by eliminating the manual efforts which is required. And AI-led data enrichment and modeling. And these concepts and these terminologies are something which you constantly hear, right? What changes and how it changes? On the screen, you would see left side, which is a traditional Kotler marketing funnel, right? Awareness, consideration, and conversion. Now, if you look into it, there is a new framework which is getting adopted, is what we have personally adopted when I say, which starts, it's a flywheel kind of a model and self-propelling. It starts from data. So you get the data, use the data, historic data, and train your systems and train yourself and decision making through data. Make sense of that data, predict what to go after, what to showcase to whom, in what order and all, and then you act on it. Once you act, then you get some outcome and output, and then you are able to learn through it, and then you are able to feedback that to data, right? In the campaigns where we have taken transitions to more AI-driven campaigns than manual-driven campaigns or marketeers' intent-driven campaign decisions and targeting demographics-driven campaign, what we have learned is that targeting effectiveness can be boosted by 40 to 60%. And what can also happen is that you can actually use it, if used well, it comes with an asterisk. If used well, you can also reduce your CAC by 20 to 30%. You can be 30 to 50% more agile, which is faster, right? With all the iterations and thinking and what all you can do through it. And you can obviously get around 20 to 25% more conversions. Obviously, it's linked with CAC as well, because assuming that budgets are same. Does it unlock something for you? It does. Because in this era of effectiveness, you are actually becoming far more effective. And when you are becoming far more effective, then you showcase the return of investments on the marketing investments that you were able to secure. And hence, your CFOs and CEOs and CMOs will be happy and they will give you further funds to reinvest. Right? But that requires a shift in the role as well as in approach of each one of the individuals who are sitting here and your team back in your offices. You have to move from a traditional approach to more digital first approach when it comes to AI, right? And you have to also shift yourself from a marketeer to a system thinker. When I say system thinker, think about yourself as the evaluators of AI. And there's something which I'm just dropping you, make a note of it, PACE, PACE framework. So just Google it, ChatGPT, whatever. But you will get to understand some interesting principles or framework on how you can become a better system thinker or a better AI evaluator. Maybe you can do it later, not now. Executor to a strategist, leave the execution to the system. System will execute better. You have to evaluate that execution as well as strategize it, give it the right direction. And then data analyzer, all the data analysis job can be done. Do a testing of it, obviously. Do have audits and checks in place. But then become more of a data interpreter. And that's a role shift that is required, even the mindset shift. But what is constant is brand safety. Actually, it is even more important now than ever. With AI stepping in the creative outputs, even as well as the decision making and the data outcomes, you have to focus a lot on the brand safety as well as on the governance part of it. So that remains the reality and even becomes a bigger reality. However, there are certain challenges. And what are the challenges? And these are all my first-hand challenges I and my team has faced when we have moved into this. AI is magic, but it can really be tragic if it's not done well. It has a lot of blind spots, lots and lots of blind spots. First thing is that input, it's garbage in, garbage out. And henceforth, you should become a AI evaluator and system thinkers. And that's where you will learn that how to have a good input. So input defines output, and then bias over automation. So there is over automation, obviously is a risk. You see, when you have a system has biases and it has over automation, it tends to hallucinate. That's a common term. A lot of you would have been aware about it, that AI hallucination and AI hallucinates. And then another thing is that AI is still a black box. It does something. What it does, how it does, etc., it's still a question mark. So if you want to have a very transparent approach of what happens, we have to become comfortable with having some degree of that black box. And then blind spots are there, which we have to be watchful of, and hence for audit and all of those things are very essential. And over automation risk, I did call out along with bias for hallucination, but this over automation might also be an approach change, and that's why called separately, is on how you start using AI, right? So you have to differentiate between automation and AI. Okay, that's my closing slide, by the way, 40 seconds before the time again, so on time. So 3 core takeaways, if whatever I have said. Era of effectiveness has begun. You are all facing it in your work day, right? Human and AI together is the answer, right? And I think this was a quote which Sajid was also using, that AI will not replace you, it is the people using AI, right? So I think you are not competing with AI. Please understand, people most of the time are at that thought process that AI will take my job, AI is something which I'm competing. You're not competing with AI. You can't compete with AI. Let me put it differently. It has other skill sets, you have other. You are competing with brands that are using AI better than you. So you have to become better than them, right? Thank you.
Gurmeet sir, it is time for you to take us to the knowledge session on Quora.
Once again, hello to everyone. So I'll continue from where I left my previous session with the thought that, who is, feeding the LLMs. So we'll start with, a little more context on Quora. Quora, as you know, has always been super strong on SEO. It always shows up amongst the top results, whenever you search. But then what's happening to search? Search has transformed from where it was to now 2.0. So what exactly is Search 2.0? No points for guessing what it is. It is that, search is now transforming from a search engine to an answering engine. For all of us who use Google, we know that when we search now, we have an AI overview that comes in, and below that, you have the other searches which are there. And Google research shows that a large percentage of users, are satisfied with what the AI summary is. Google also has another tab called AI mode, which effectively is Gemini. So there's been a huge change in search engines, which we are all aware of. So what is, this changing for Quora? And, who is feeding the LLMs, which, include the other LLMs as well? So there is an independent research done by SEMrush, and SEMrush is probably the Bible on Google. And this is a large research which has happened, and it has over 270,000 prompts. And what does this research show? This research shows that in AI overviews, Quora is the top quoted source. And in AI mode, it ranks number 4. So I was having a chat with one of the speakers, and we were discussing on how LLMs are now quoting more and more of UGC platforms. So, which is true. This is a big change which has happened. And while these are global numbers, we know that in India, Quora is in a very, very strong position. So Quora works on a flywheel where there is content which is put up by there are questions which are put up by users. Then there's content. The content is shared. People kind of engage with it, like it, and it gets circulated and distributed even more. And that's the flywheel that continues to work in an AI-first world as well. So this is the SEMrush report which I was talking about, where 26,000 of the 278,000 prompts ended up with Quora. So basically, when you see an AI overview, it gives you sources, and amongst those sources, the top source was Quora. How has this impacted Quora? One, the quality of traffic which we get now, because people are more focused on what they're searching, and then they dig deeper if they kind of like it. And that's the reason why once you kind of click what is there below the AI overview, the quality of traffic has further improved for Quora. Quora has always been brand safe because it is a very, in a way, a very serious platform, because people come here to share knowledge, and they come with a high intent to do something. It's not the usual search you would do. So what has come out of this research? One, of course, is the numbers and what percentage is Quora, what is Reddit, and what is other platforms. But there are 3 patterns which have kind of emerged. One is we've moved from a keyword-driven world, which was the earlier Google world, to now a topic-driven thing. So basically, when LLMs read, they are reading in a more broad manner on topics. So that's one thing to keep in mind when, especially people who create content, that this is what is getting picked up. The second is that engagement is driving visibility. So the LLMs tend to pick up content which has more engagement. So for example, if you pick up an answer from Quora, you typically pick up a question which has more than 17 answers. That means that question has been having more and more engagement. So the average answer, which LLMs have been picking up is like 17 answers. So when we write content, we have to write in a way that more and more people answer, more and more people kind of engage with it. And the last one is AI is building on blended answers and not quotes. So it kind of, picks up a lot of things from various answers and kind of, blends it. So we have to make sure that we write multiple answers and we add data points wherever it is required, and that kind of gets picked up. There are two ways it kind of gets picked up. One, of course, is the usual way it would have got picked up. Second is at the back end, global companies have deals with the LLMs. These are obviously, data-driven deals, which kind of, is a win-win situation because, companies like Quora tend to gain from data licensing revenue, but also the LLMs, get to gain from good content and credible content and legally kind of, extracting it. So AI overviews, Quora number 1, AI mode number 2. And this has helped us kind of, maintain the 400 million monthly unique users we have across the globe, of which, more than 100 million plus is from India alone. So Quora's strengths continue to stay where they were. Initially, we were not sure how this has evolved because no one is sure of how AI is going to evolve. When DeepSeek happened, no one knew it would kind of happen, So as it kind of evolves, currently, it's a good place to be in. It's a good time to kind of, focus on your content, in a legal manner to kind of get picked up. There are certain best practices which are there on how to write on Quora and therefore get picked up by LLMs. So my team is there out here in Gurgaon, Mumbai, as well as Bangalore. They'll kind of help you out with all of this, how to get more replies. This is a team which we have. There's Sumit who leads the business, and then we have Paroma and Swati. And then we have more people based out in Gurgaon from other functions as well. So this is one part of, what is happening on Quora. How does Quora internally leverage AI? So there are two types of AI as we know. One is generative AI and one is agentic. Generative AI is where you generate content, which could be text content, which is, answers, which is images, video, and all of that. And agentic AI is where a lot of brands kind of use them as well, which is in solutions, end-to-end. You pick up a problem and it gives an end-to-end, solution to that. So Quora uses both. And how do we use both? Just a few examples out here. One is content moderation. So we actively use LLMs or AI in content moderation. So roughly 40% of our content is collapsed, what people write. And that, helps us have, better quality content. And Quora is a company like we've seen, it's been there for the last 16, 17 years. So there's tons and tons of content and, people keep answering old questions as well. So there's so much to moderate. So the question always asked is, how does Quora ensure that the content is consistently of high quality, and that too over so many years? So one of the things where we use AI is content moderation. We also have a way in which human moderation kicks in. If you downvote a particular answer, it immediately goes into human moderation as well. Then we also use it for ads moderation. It helps us improve the user experience, and I'll explain to you how. So we have LLMs or AI which rank ads on, or rather creatives on quality on a scale of 1 to 4. 4 being like high quality and 1 being like low quality. And depending on the quality of the creative, there is a penalty which is levied which takes your bidding price up, which means that creatives with higher ad quality score tend to win auctions at a lower price, which in turn improves the user experience as well, because you get to see high quality creatives along with content. We also use it for ads auto bidding. While we have account managers or customer success managers who are experts in modulating bids and all of that, but we are actively using auto bidding as well. Again, it is a constant process of improvement that kind of happen, and the CSMs are constantly overseeing that, and that's where their management becomes very, very important. I've heard so many speakers say that AI is not going to take your job. It is a person who knows AI. So we are in a world where we need to figure out how LLMs work, how you can work hand in hand with them, and make it more effective, have better ROI for clients through that. So organizations like Quora and others are working towards how do we improve the ROI for our partners. We also use it for auto targeting on similar terms. And the last thing where we use is asking better questions. Why would we do that? Because if you have a good question, then you have better answers. So we've got something, as you can see on the screen, it's called AI Interviewer. So AI interviewers, everyone has an AI interviewer. So when you log into Quora, and it kind of obviously reads data, it reads your profile and all of that. So if you press AI interviewer, it gives you questions that match your profile, your interest, and encourages you to answer it. And through that, what happens is it improves the quality of answers which are there, because you get real experts to kind of answer them, or people who are knowledgeable on that particular subject. So that's pretty much what we have, but we've been implementing on AI in a very, very big way. I think Quora has a bit of an advantage as well on this front, because of our founder, who's our current CEO as well, Adam D'Angelo. So he is obviously he was the first CTO of Facebook, was working on this many, many years ago. So he has brought all of that to Quora and more, and he's on the forefront of many, many AI initiatives, which you could read online. So that helps us be AI first. Like I said, we also have a second app called Po, which is like a universe or a marketplace of all bots under a single subscription. So Quora is working well on AI. And luckily, we are amongst the top sources to be feeding the LLMs. And hopefully, we are able to work together with you so that you are able to get better ROI for your campaigns. Thank you.
Mr. Naveed Chaudhary from Ingram Micro, who will share an incredible story about purpose-driven innovation and marketing in the age of AI. Let's please welcome sir, everybody.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So I think this is the last presentation for today. I'm not going to be the last man standing between dinner and the event. So I'll make it crisp and more relevant things I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to talk about rising prevalence of AI in the marketing world, how it is evolving and changing. So we all been discussing about AI a lot. Every forum, everywhere we discuss about AI. But there are certain good drivers, and it is growing at a good pace. AI has always been there with us since 1960s, but it is getting more relevant because it is impacting your businesses, impacting the decision making. So there are primarily three factors. You will see advancement in machine learning. We've got a lot of data now. There's a lot of data to that churn the data, make right decisions basis that data, and generative AI. Then you got better computational powers. Gone are the days when we are sitting on the data, not able to comprehend and make right decisions based on the data in the right direction, and even developing strategies around that. So there is a focus on that. apart from advancement, as I talked about, the machine learning, increased computation powers, and widespread adoption is also happening. It started first with a lot of in production houses, then moving to even the streams of, as we speak, from marketing to HR, all the functions and different industries are adopting it. Reason being, it gives you a better advantage and the right decision makings. So rising prevalence of AI, the major factors, as I said, explosion of data. I'm going to touch upon that data relevant to us in Ingram Micro, but everybody have got a data. But data only doesn't give you that advantage. We need to make sure that we are making use of it, ensuring the right decision making is being done, and that data gives you an edge towards competition and making the right strategies. So that, explosion of data is happening. In each company, every organization, you will find a lot of data roaming around, right? If you're doing marketing guys are there, if you're doing an event, you got a lot of contact details of the partners or the end customers coming in. But what are you doing with that, right? If you're doing a digital campaign, there's a lot of insights coming in, there's a lot of form fills happening, but actually what you're doing with that. So we have implemented a few things within our organization that we are making use of that of data. If somebody is coming into an end customer event, we are not leaving him away for the next 6 months. We are going to them, making customized communication to them, ensuring that we are understanding what their requirements are and ensuring a tailor-made solutions are being made for them. Then coming to automation and personalization. In earlier days, we have got a data available. We have got certain strategy around that, but going to them. But AI helps us doing, reaching out to them in a more personalized manner. Each one of us as a consumer or from a B2B standpoint, we feel better and, if it is a personalized message to us. The requirement of Mr. X, Mr. Y would be different, right? From an industry perspective, if you are reaching to them in a manner that it is more suitable to them and the messaging is coming out, in the initial communication itself, the probability of turning that around into a business is much, much more, right? And then coming to the last two, AI-powered chatbots and changing customer expectations. So customer expectations are changing. You might be needing an X product or a solution for your organization or for yourself if you're into a consumer domain, but your expectation is different. You need to understand what is that product or services is going to give a value to me. Cost obviously is important, but value is much more important. What kind of value it is giving to me? So you need a varied and allied solutions coming in as a package to you, right? If it is coming to you, you can make better decisions. And the time being spent on a particular solution or service and decision making is very short. If you're not able to generate interest in the first period of engagement, you're losing a customer. So which means it has to be very personalized. And then chatbots. We have a lot of discussion on the chatbots. People are coming with a lot of chatbots, their interactions are happening. This brings me with one of the examples. One of the e-tailer came to us and they want to implement a chatbot in a way that if Mr. Gurmeet is going to e-tailer website or an app and you're searching for a device, a person, not a chatbot, but a person would come on a video call. He's not going to open his video, but we may open, it's an option. And if I'm looking at more details to a device, whether it's a B2B or a B2C, whatever, doesn't matter, he's going to provide every details. Because if you're searching for a device which is more technical in nature, you need to go to a full specs. Sometimes we understand, sometimes we don't. If it's a technical guy, of course you'll understand, but sometimes you get 50-60% of that and all the information. If you're looking at a solution then and there, he'll provide you the more information. Typically, it's an extension of a promoter sitting in at an outlet, right? So it's a new stream which is coming in and it's going to bombard the e-tailers. I'm telling you, it's going to be a game changer. So these kind of things are coming out of AI. As I said, AI always been there, but now what's happening is AI is giving us better, it's making us more agile. It's making us, our decision making more stronger. We're utilizing through data in a much, much better way. Now coming back to Ingram Micro, what you're doing. I don't know if you guys know us. We are a global conglomerate. We are there in 64 plus countries. We are one of the powerhouse. We cater to 90% of the world population in one way or the other, a product or a service. We have almost 200 plus vendors across the globe. In India, it is 170 plus, so it's quite a big organization. Working with different countries, we sit on a 40-year plus warehouse of data. That data is so much, and you got that as an engine working for us for making the right decisions. If you're working with a lot of partners across India, it's a huge number. Unless you work on data in the right earnest, we are not going to make the right decision making, and the right strategy are not going to be in place. So that reservoir of data is available with us. We do 4 or 5 things, which is more personalized experiences we provide. So customer service is one. So that has to be a part and parcel to the business. We work on a lot of subscriptions. So for example, AWS or Microsoft or Adobe licenses. So we make that very, very flexible subscriptions available. We provide an order status and tracking. So for example, if a partner placed an order, it's not real time, but at least there are milestones. If somebody placed an order, he can know where it is. Calling up a sales guy and checking where is my order. So he can go to the platform and can see where we are in terms of the order being placed and whether it's been shipped or not. So they're going to be milestones. So it becomes as a second step. Earlier they used to call up the sales guys, so manual interference is going away. Then code to order. For example, if you are looking at maybe a laptop of Dell for that matter, and your requirement might be slightly different. You want an industrial product, maybe not 1 year of warranty, maybe a 3 year or things of that sort. So code to order can happen, it happens online. Then you must be knowing at Amazon, 40% of the sale comes from recommendations, right? Figure maybe slightly here and there, but yeah, typically 40% when you're checking out, you got a lot of recommendations for the products, and it is 40%, which is huge, right? So we also provide that recommendation. If somebody has come in and buying maybe laptops, we may come back and say, guys, the guys who have bought laptops have bought a good deal on the mouse, or maybe some XYZ product depending upon the nature of the business. So that we are providing, and all that is happening on Xvantage. We are shifting from a typical distribution company to we are a completely platform company now. We live on the platform, everything happens on the platform. So if a partner is coming in, he can see his dashboard, what he's buying in a seasonal manner. If he's buying this thing, that is also recommended. So everything happens on the platform. They can come if they want to learn about the product also. For example, if they're buying an X product and want to learn what are the services, new products, the communication, there's a dedicated pages they can go and view there. So it's typically a B2B platform which you're doing. It's been there for, they just celebrated the 2nd year anniversary for that. Then how it is coming to the, moving from Ingram Micro to how it is changing for the marketing landscape. From a marketing professionals, we are all here, how it is changing our life from digital marketing to AI-powered marketing. So we are leveraging a lot of AI capabilities and machine learning and stuff. Then rather from manual inputs to dedicated insights from AI, this is what is happening. Then data processing, it was more complex. You have to run through Excels. Now we're doing everything at the platform itself. So what's happening is, overall, these are just basic things, but we used to do all this, but it's becoming more efficient, less time consuming. We'll need less of manpower. We need more of our decision making was delayed because of that. It's not happening now. You can do all those sort of things because of these interventions. So the basic thing which is converting whatever we spoke about, how it is helping. So as I said, we can have better experiences there. So if, for example, we are reaching out to a partner with a certain solution, he's got a better experience now. If he's coming to a platform, is a better experience. Earlier, as I said, calling up the relevant Spock in our organization was consuming a lot of time. He's busy, not picking up call. He doesn't want to go to anyone. We all have faced in our professional life that if a partner is calling up for any product, he'll say, guys, the material is in Delhi, but not in Jaipur or it is there in Ludhiana, but not in XYZ place, right? Now you can go to the platform and see where the product is. So the go-to-market becomes very, very fast, and hence it helps us in better consumer experience. And then delivering tailored solutions. So the requirement of a guy who's into cybersecurity versus the requirement of a guy who's in consumer solutions is different. So we can go to them with a better solution in place. Similarly, obviously the relevant recommendation we have spoke about, and tailoring the messaging. So if I'm going to a partner or an organization with our offerings, we can tailor-made the solution and the communication accordingly, which is best suited for them. The same communication or the same offering may not work with all the organizations, right? So we can do that customization now. And lastly, we spoke about the data. We can do it more comprehensively to drive our strategies. At the end of the day, what's happening is AI is helping us for better machine learning, better decision making, and at the end of the day, AI is helping us getting more revenue and more margins to the organizations. We already talked about it, that it obviously helps us in content generation. The communication which you are going to the market is primarily a content generation. Then content optimization, creative refinement, and obviously adding the human touch. Somebody was speaking, a friend was speaking about how it's going to change life for the associates. One of our seniors was talking about, he works in a global role. He said, AI is not going to take jobs. We need to repurpose the manpower. They need to do things differently, or the things which they haven't done. They need to do that to ensure that we all are working, but for the betterment of the organizations and taking better marketing and sales strategies. So if a guy is working in operations today, and if AI comes in, he may become relevant. No, he need to repurpose himself, learn a lot of new things to ensure that he's taking the right decisions. Yeah, so a few more things related to that only. If data crunching is happening fast, obviously it's taking less time, so which means you can make more informed decisions immediately. So go-to-market becomes very fast. That's one of the things. Customer experience we talked about, and we become more agile. So if a decision was happening 5 days, it was taking 3 to 4 days to get back to the partner, it may happen the same day or the next day. So our decision making, and obviously it results into a better revenue exercise for the organizations. Yeah, so coming back to leveraging AI to envision and drive. So we have talked about chatbots, we talked about live chats. These are already there. The first one, which is the chatbots, is getting momentum in a different way, which I've given an example. I cited an example of one of the e-tailers, and I think I'm telling you, in a few months from now, everybody is going to do that. So then messaging apps and voice assistants, WhatsApp been in the town for many, many years. I think everybody have adopted it, be the airlines, be the banks, everybody is coming onto WhatsApp. And then messaging apps also plays a very important role. So these are the tools which are going to be very prevalent, and we never know, new thing may come up in the 2 years down the line, but this is going to be the more relevant. So this is what I have to spoke about. I've been just in time, took exactly 15 minutes. But yeah, the last thing from me as a message to you, all of us, I think we are all passing through that AI phase. And if we are able to do a lot of things around that in the next 2 years, we and all the organizations are going to be successful. We have tremendous growth. But there is a fairly thin gray line also. Don't you think we have been discussing on AI a lot, but implementation is becoming a slightly question mark, right? So I think discussion on AI is happening, but implementation is becoming very crucial, which is moving at a very slow pace. I think we need to, everybody think about it, and we need to see how to ensure that implementation also happens at the same pace, maybe slightly lower pace, but that's the key. Thank you so much.
Chaliye, now for the most interesting bit, it is time for the E4M Quoraverse Awards ceremony. Jahan hum celebrate kar rahe hain the most impactful, ingenious and inspiring campaigns of the year. And to present these awards, I would once again request Mr. Gurmeet Singh, General Manager, APAC and MEA of Quora, along with Mr. Sumit Anand, Business Head, North and East for Quora, to please join us on the stage. Gentlemen. the list, it's not a ranking order. It's just a list. So there's no ranks in this. So it's not, don't take it otherwise. Chaliye. The first member, or the first team to win the E4M Quoraverse Award. This year, it's Ingram Micro India Private Limited. Oh, acha. Thank you. Congratulations, sir. आगे बढ़ते हुए, the next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for this year is Sharda University. This is the world, is that Sharda? Yes, Abhishek. Everybody for Sharda University, please. What do you take care of, sir, for Sharda University? Digital marketing. We all thought so otherwise. But lovely, congratulations. Also, winners, please stay back for a group picture in the end as well. Our next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for this year is Dabur. Also in the ending, after you received your award, अगर आप photo booth पे picture लेना चाहें, आप वो भी कर सकते हैं. But of course after the ceremony. Oh, it's mandatory. अच्छा. चलिए, the next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for 2025 is Lotus Botanicals and Dermacy. I have to tell you this, there are approximately 70 लोग मेरे सामने बैठे हैं, सबसे ज़्यादा आवाज़ यहाँ से ताली की और यहाँ से आ रही है. We can do better, guys. You will also come here eventually. Congratulations. Our next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for 2025 is Bata India. Congratulations. And our next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for 2025 is Spinny. Congratulations. Our next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for 2025 is Hero Vida. The photographers here, sir. And winners will do a group picture in the end as well. We are halfway through the list. Congratulations. Our next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for 2025 is Master Union. Congratulations. Chaliye, our next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for 2025 is Pearson. Congratulations, our next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for 2025 is HP India. Congratulations, our next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for 2025 is UPES Gus Global Services, India. And winners, we're left with the last 4 award winners, and then we'll do a group picture. Please stay back for that. Congratulations. Our next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for this year, it's CGC University. Congratulations, our next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for 2025 is Astro Talk. Congratulations. Our next E4M Quoraverse Award winner for this year is a very dear friend of ours, Amity University. Congratulations. Our next Quora and E4M presents Quoraverse Award for this year goes to Sukoon Health. Guys, Talia, I mean, the last, that doesn't mean that. Thank you, congratulations. And with that, we come to an end of the awards ceremony. But before we call you for the group picture, may I please request Sumit to deliver the word of thanks.
Thank you, everyone. I think you've been patiently waiting for this time and the time after this also to come. So yes, we'll not wait for long. So good evening, everyone. I'm Sumit Anand, Business Head of Quora for the North and East market. It's our pleasure to actually have all of you over here today. With, seriously speaking, it's an inspiring evening. There are so many sessions which we have all seen, the presentations, etc. And the details were really nice, and there's a lot of learning. And that was really the intent of this event. As we wrap up the Quoraverse 2025 Gurugram, I want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you, our leaders, our partners, brand partners, the incredible Quora team, our event management team, E4M, and everyone actually who has helped us make this event such a success. So today's sessions and conversations have been a reminder of how powerful collaborations can be if the creativity, technology, and intent are combined together. We have heard stories from all the folks, the reputed ones, they've talked about innovations, they've talked about newer ways of thinking, and also ways how they are meaningful, and the AI they are using to reach out to their customers, and that's the effective way of utilizing this particular time. As at the center of all of this is Quora, a platform that builds on 3 C's: credibility, community, and the curiosity. So it's a space where people just not browse, and they basically seek the understanding. And it's actually so fascinating to see that how fast the landscape of the AI is evolving and transforming into the way people used to search, discover, and even engage with the content. The future isn't about that, the comparison between a human creativity and AI. It's going to be a blend of both, and we are ultimately looking at the greater insights coming in, the impactful story, as well as the authentic brand reputations and experiences in the future. As we close tonight, I would like to leave you with this thought that Quoraverse isn't just another event. It's a community built on this shared ambition. Let's continue to learn from each other, challenge what's possible, and create the kind of work that inspires people and the platform. Thank you once again, everyone, for being part of this journey. Here's to the continued partnership, newer ideas, and greater success together. Have a wonderful evening. I won't hold you long. Let's keep the conversation going beyond tonight as well. Thank you.